PoK will be completed, and that process has already started. The signal has been given. Our Home Minister has already spoken about Kartarpur Sahib as well. Tomorrow, President Murmu is going to be in this naval asset. She had a sortie in a Rafale. First of all, she has also been on a tank. So, Army, Air Force, and Navy, all three are done. Whatever has to happen will happen on that day in your country. In two chicken necks, Bharatiya forces have been deployed in Tripura. That's why the Bharatiya government. You are seeing that from the Gulf. Now let's come to what people are repeatedly asking about. Operation Sindoor. Operation Sindoor. So from the Gulf, those who have heard my previous talk know the prediction that as soon as PoK is completed, Pakistan workers will be removed from the entire Gulf. I am repeating my prediction for those who have not heard it before. Those who have not heard it 2 or 3 years ago. As soon as PoK is completed, within a few months, you will see that Pakistani workers are being removed from the entire Gulf. And that process has already started now. I'm not saying anything about PoK. I'm saying that the process of removal has started. So in the UAE, it is being said, you are like beggars, so get out of here. So something similar is being said in Saudi as well. So considering the way things are going, and by the way, our Home Minister has already spoken. He has also mentioned Kartarpur Sahib, that it was a huge loss that we only had to go a few kilometers further, and there was a possibility of Kartarpur Sahib. Uh, so, for this statement to come from the Home Minister is not a small thing. This should not be taken lightly. Okay. Second, 2026 is coming. So you must already know that I think tomorrow President Murmu ji is going to be in a naval asset. She has a sortie, just like she had her Rafale sortie, exactly like that. Her Excellency, the President, will now have a sortie in a naval asset tomorrow. The date is tomorrow itself, I think December 28th. I have not checked. I will have to check. The date is probably December 28th. So the Supreme Commander of the forces, as you know, has already had a sortie in a Rafale. Now she will also have a sortie in a naval asset. I think, first of all, she has also been on a tank. So Army, Air Force, and Navy, all three are done. Understand? So gradually, you know that on the day the procedure is decided, on the day for which the procedure is set, it has to happen on that very day. So I know you are all waiting very eagerly for this, but you will have to wait and see, because whatever has to happen will happen on that day. So then we will retweet. Until then, you try to decode. Second, with Bangladesh, in the diplomatic tussle that is currently going on, a rather interesting statement has come from the MEA. What the MEA has to say is this: that in Bangladesh, concerning the way Hindu minorities are treated, and they also provided some data. I think it was more than 1,500 or maybe over 1,400, something like that. 4,000, I do not know the exact number, but inside it, they have very clearly stated that many incidents have taken place against the Hindu minorities during the rule of this so-called Nobel laureate, Muhammad Yunus. There have been so many incidents where Hindu minorities have been persecuted. And for a statement like this to come from the MEA is not a small matter at all. Because usually when you talk about another country, then you will come to find that the country on the other side will say, hey, from a diplomatic standpoint, Why are you interfering in our internal affairs? But these particular statements that Bharat's MEA is directing towards Bangladesh and is also mentioning that we want to maintain our friendly ties with the people of Bangladesh. We are looking to have friendly relations. But under this particular government, so many incidents, literally thousands of incidents, have occurred against the Hindu minorities. And regarding what happened with that last Bangladeshi Hindu who was burned alive, the Bharatiya government is wanting that the culprits are brought to justice and that they receive punishment for it. So, the manner in which the MEA verbally mentioned Bangladesh during the year end closure, something which until today we had never ever officially mentioned it in this particular way before. So, very slowly, the noose is tightening because you have to remember uh, Yunus has now confirmed the election for February 2026, and Mamta Didi's election, which is the Bengal election, is in April 2026. Both of these elections are extremely critical. In both of these elections, Mamta Didi herself is probably thinking that if some kind of violence breaks out, then president's rule will be imposed. So that kind of mischief is not going to work. In the exact same way, Muhammad Yunus wants to cause violence over there so that the election gets postponed. Are you understanding the alternate strategy? Mamta Didi is thinking that if we were to resort to violence regarding the SIR process that took place and the subsequent cleanup of voters, if we react to that with violence, then president's rule will be imposed. Then you know the result is already a foregone conclusion. And over there, Muhammad Yunus is thinking of causing violence. So I will postpone the election saying, no, the situation is not right. You see, this is the difference in the strategy, and that is precisely why the Bharatiya government has not yet initiated any kind of military action against Bangladesh. Not until now. There has not been any kind of harsh statement at that level which would make anyone feel that a military action is truly imminent. But you should know that the signal has already been given. The Bharatiya forces have been deployed in Tripura, and this has also been announced. It is about giving an indirect signal. You talk about having one chicken neck, but you have two chicken necks. In your country, there are two chicken necks. You know on which borders and where, right? One is in the north and the other one is near Myanmar. So you also have two major vulnerabilities. And that very same Bharatiya battalion that was with the Mukti Bahini back in 71, that is the one that has been deployed in Tripura. Okay. So the signaling has already happened. But as of now, no harsh official diplomatic statement of that level has come from the MEA, which would signal a war. But the government of Bharat wants there to be a free and fair election, February 2026, which Muhammad Yunus had confirmed. Now, the interesting thing about this particular election is that Khalida Zia's son, Khalida Zia's son has finally returned to Bangladesh from abroad after all these years. And Muhammad Yunus is saying that he will not allow the Awami League to participate in the election. Which party is that? The opposition party, the other party which is Hasina, that Sheikh Hasina's Awami League will not be allowed to participate, right? This is what they are saying. Muhammad Yunus, at least that is a signal, even if he is not saying it officially. So every radical voice that is now coming up is saying that they will not let the Awami League participate. And Bharat is saying free and fair election, meaning Bharat wants the Awami League to participate in the election. And the son of the opposition party's leader, Khalida Jia, has now arrived in Bangladesh, which means he will participate in the full-scale election. And it looks like he has a chance of winning. Because what kind of votes are these fresh student leaders really going to get? So this is the difference. You see, this is the game which is currently running in Bangladesh. Now, about what is happening in Bengal, which I was telling you about, is that Didi is confused. She is caught in the middle. If there is violence, president's rule will be imposed, then there will be an election. Didi does not want that. And the central government does not want any violence to happen. It wants a completely clean, free and fair election in West Bengal without any illegals in the voting list. So this is the dicey situation. That is all for the day. Those who have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. All of you, please give a like to the video, and those who want to contribute something, the QR code is here. uh, that is all for the day. Jai Hind, Jai Jagannath.